Hi, my name is Carlos Volto. I'm from Jovem Nerd from Brazil.
Hi, Carlos.
John, let me ask you, Q is one of the most important characters that The Next Generation brought to Star Trek. He is since the first episode of The Next Generation until the last one through DS9, Voyager, even in the animation Lower Decks has a small participation, and now Picard. How was for you to get back to BQ 20 years later?
You know what? It wasn't very difficult. The writing was such that it was written by people who actually understood the character. It's a character that is very close to me.
You never leave it behind. It was always with you. Q has an affection for humanity and especially for Picard. How do you see this relationship between Q and Picard?
Well, I think you gave the answer to that. He has an affection. I think that I have an affection for Picard and humanity because it's actually, in a strange way, the only place where I get affection back.
Q is a powerful being and sometimes an immature one. Do you see this in our world today with the people in power, this type of relations of power and immaturity?
I don't think of it as the exception. I think of it as the common denominator. The exception is to find someone who is mature and wise as opposed to childish. So yes, but I was not playing him as a wise being. I was playing him closer to what most of us are like.
I need you.
You and Patrick Backshot had a chemistry on the screen. And how was this relationship with him off screen?
Well, I mean, my relationship with him off screen was good. You have to understand, I only see years gone by now, many years gone by. I only did 9 episodes. You know, I think they did Next Generation, and of those 9, I think 6 of them were on Next Generation. I did 6 episodes while they did
7 years,
70 years, something like that.
A lot of episodes.
You know, I'm just not around very much, and the same thing here. I mean, those first couple of episodes, I have a lot to do, but I don't have an enormous amount to do on this show. So those of us who know each other better is because we go to conventions with each other. And so, you know, I know Brent more from that and Marina and Gates and what have you. I know because of that than I do because of literally working with them.
There's a thing that when I asked, I don't know if you see the Marvel movies, character Thanos, he has a signature that is a snap to change reality. Do you think Thanos could be a competition for him?
There's no competition for Q.
There's something you think Q would like to do that he never tried, that never had time or did never do?
I think Q is in search of being touched. And so I would say all the world and the universe is open to that possibility. He is open to if being touched is a possibility.
And what if you, John Delancey, had the powers of Q? What would you do?
Well, I think I'd first of all get rid of a lot of those politicians that we talked about who are have a lot of power and are childish.
Would be good.
Yes. Oh my God. These last 2 years have been just amazingly stupid.
Too much stupidity. Too much.
Too much.
I don't know if you know about Brazil, but here we have a lot of problems like that.
I do know about Brazil. I do spend a lot of time reading a lot of things about Brazil as I do about a lot of other countries. So
The jury's still out on that, Picard.
Okay. What was the most challenging captain for Q to deal with? Picard, Sisko, or Janeway?
For Q, the relationship with Picard, he's really my main squeeze. We are not constrained as to, we are constantly playing who's on top, who's going to win, who's going to get through, who's going to stuff like that. With Sisko was there was almost nothing there to play with, that is my comment. With Janeway, it could have been a lot more, but they were so concerned, and they talked to Kate, who is a very good friend of mine, fine. So much about you cannot become infatuated by Q. Janeway cannot become infatuated. In no way must you show that. On and on and on. So that it was, after a while, if you think of it as a painter's palette, it was like taking a major color off of the board. You know, there are so many things that we could have done which would have been like that, just getting closer, all of that type of stuff, and then pulling off and doing everything like it. But all of that was gone. So in the end, really, the main thing is between Q and Picard.
Q was the first to introduce the Borg in the Next Generation, the most dangerous enemies in the Star Trek universe.
Great friends of mine.
Great.
They didn't get along that well, but you know, sometimes when you put two good friends together, it doesn't work.
Don't work. They were good in parties. They bring a lot of people together.
That's right.
But now Picard has to work side by side with them, more or less, in the series, this new series. Is this the new test for Picard that Q is putting him? His fear, his past, test how afraid he is?
Sure. I mean, the answer is yes, without getting too far into the story.
Thank you, John. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I did a movie in Rio, so I really enjoy Brazil. I haven't been able to get back there, but
I'm from Rio, and this is marvelous. I am.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful city.
It's a beautiful city. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
The trial never ends. Q. I am way too old for your bullshit.